Now, episode 7 of this, and yeah, I have a fair few more of these done than I normally would do, but I said I would just go through screen caps that I took because, yeah, I was not near my Elgato when I was actually doing some of these. But I said I'd go down through them anyway and just say, like, in case anyone's missing text out of these, but episode 7, the Lamborghini pass in Asphalt 9 Legends on the Nintendo Switch. Yeah. The top one, drift 5,000 meters in a single race. That is a race that you're going to have to need to effectively completely dedicate to doing exactly the task. It's one of the few that I have to actually do. Perform 8 barrel rolls in a single race. I'll show a very good track for doing that. Pick up 150 nitro bottles in daily events. You can do and cheese out that by just putting a car between two pieces and grinding them out, but 150 isn't too bad as long as your car is 3 stars or higher. So yeah, I think I got that in a matter of about a day or so's play just by playing the car hunt that's in for the Acura. Now apply import parts 0 of 8. I've got a car lined up for that. I'm going to use it on the Sian just because import parts are fairly costly for certain cars, but the Sian needs to be upgraded fully for me to the 2nd star, and I have that ready and waiting then to put those 8 import parts onto. Now, some of the awful grind stuff here, really nasty. Shanghai or US Midwest to just finish a race. Now, I would say for that, you can use the car hunt for it because it's just finished a race, and you can actually touch drive the current car hunt in the Acura. And like, you might not win the race, but you'll probably get 1 or 2 of the packs unlocked from doing it. And since it's just to finish the race, that's where I did the majority of those runs for myself. I'll show the exact thing what I mean with that, just with the cars, and I'm going through them. Reach top 3 in a race though in Rome, class A or B, 35 times. That is, yeah, the easiest one for that is actually one of the races that comes out later on, Rome and Byroads, but I'll show you exactly where to find that in the career, and yeah, it's a 20-second or so race. Just needs to be done 35 times. Class A or B requirement, which is kind of, that means it has to be A or B. Because with these, there's 1 or 2 underneath which are like rank required in multiplayer or a rating required for a car. And you can do it above those, but that reach top 3 in a race cannot be in an S-class race in Rome, for example. So it has to be Class A or Class B. Now, then you've got the perform shockwaves in multiplayer. That's kind of like one I wouldn't maybe particularly grind it out. You could, but you could do the trick of doing like XYB. You could get 50 shockwaves in a single race, but you'll lose that race really badly. Perform jumps in multiplayer 25. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's, you can't do most of the tracks in this game without a couple of jumps. So shockwaves and jumps in multiplayer, that's, yeah, really a non-issue. It's just a case of play multiplayer. And then at the end here, you've got 2 other ones that are just play the game, which is the 3,000 and 5,000 reputation points for your club. All you need to do for that is have a club. Now, beat 27 seconds in Roman Byroads in a car over that rank. So it doesn't have to be exactly 350, which I've seen somebody complain about on Facebook. But yeah, it is just a case of Roman Byroads is an incredibly short track. It's the one that you'll be grinding out for a lot of the Rome races as well. And then you've got finish in 1st place in San Fran 35 times. Again, you can grind that out in career if you want to. You could do it in multiplayer, but keep in mind with that one in particular, you have to come in 1st place in San Francisco. So yeah, if you are doing it in multiplayer, you're going to have to get wins to do that. This drift 5,000 meters in a single race though in a 2-star Lamborghini. For that, you're pretty much going to need to use a longer track is the main thing for that. And just know the fact that you can put the car into a drifting state and just leave it in there for the majority of the race. Now, the track I'm going to use does have 8 barrel roll opportunities on there. So like it's the same for both really of these. To get the actual amount of drifting required for this, I'm just not going to hit any of those. It's just on the 5,000 meters mark realistically, or a small bit over, but end of the Class B novice here, you've got dipping down, lock in the Hurricane Evo Spider, and yeah, away you go. Like, to get the barrel rolls, you can use this exact same track because there is absolutely tons of barrel roll opportunities. Like, you have one at the end of the very first straight, there's one on the way up the second hill, tucked in behind the rocks. I'll drive past all of them, but I'm not going to be risking coming out of that drift state here, because yeah, like 5,000 meters of a drift is kind of nuts. It does require literally a track that is 5 kilometers long. But the, yeah, dipping down does tick the box for that. There's your first barrel ramp. I'm not going to hit it, like I said. I'm just going to continue in my drift state eternally here. You will, yeah, not drift obviously while you're airborne, but you can maintain the one. And all I've done is just, yeah, press the drift button, not hold it, and then just hold the accelerator and just keep the car's like rear end from basically lining back up in any of the straights. Oh, hello AI. How are you doing? Way to take me out of my drift. But yeah, that was 2,000 yards. I know because I use miles per hour, it's yards instead of meters, but the drift will still obviously count. It is just a case of like, yeah, it's not exactly the metric that some people might use. Ireland is even actually mostly converted to kilometers per hour. I just grew up with miles per hour, so I tend to change over all of my games to that. But yeah, you can see here with the Evo, like just with the slightest amount of wiggling the rear end of the car, you can just keep it in a drift the entire way and actually maintain not the worst speeds. But there's like on this pathway that I took, there is barrel ramps easily enough to get your 8, even if you're just picking up 2 or even 1 from most of those. But 124, awful kind of thing, because it's like you would never ever drift that amount in a real race. It's just kind of a do something for the sake of doing it. And that would bring me to tier 45 though. This one that I've got to complete the top 3 in a race and the 27 seconds in Roman Byroads in a single career race. Like that as well having to be done with the class A or B cars. So yeah, you can combine the 2 of those together definitely here in Euro tracks. Roman Byroads is towards the end of this, track number 9, and yeah, like the thing is, this is where I farmed out this entire thing, but just by putting a class A or so car in there. But you also need to obviously get the 27 seconds. But Roman Byroads, whilst listed as a 30-second track, even with one of the lowest end A class cars here, the Ferrari J50, absolutely trivial to run this one. And the thing is, if you've got any A class cars really from like 2k rating or higher, all you need to do for this is just put the car in touch drive and just leave it roll and it'll win. In fact, you could probably, even with some of the A class cars, get that 27 seconds just in touch drive alone. Like this track is just so short. It's definitely the place to ever grind out, like when Rome is required. But yeah, it's like one of the shortest tracks in the game, but 22 seconds, like I said, in the J50, that would take towards the 35 runs of Rome you need to do, and also obviously that's the Roman Byroads condition ticked out of the way. All you need to do is really find this track, and it'll take you less than 27 seconds. Probably take you far longer to find the track than it is to actually drive it in 27. Now, the one that's here though, the 50 races which just need to be finished, that is one that, like I said, you can touch drive it in the car hunt right now. So Acura car hunt is in Shanghai, and you can see from the ratio there, the 12, 11 and 2. You can just put a car in there, say like the Honda Civic Type or touch drive and play. Now, if you do it like this, you will not 3-pack this car hunt. But at the same time, if you're doing other bits and pieces and you have the Switch just with an extra amount of tickets, you can just do this one over and over again. You'll get 2 packs most of the time if you've got a tuned up version of the Lotus, the Honda Civic. There's another couple of cars that can do it, but you can take over control as well a small bit if you want to 3-pack this one. So if you're kind of keeping a small eye on this yourself, you can use the actual nitro to give the car a bit of a push forward and 3-pack it as well, unless the AI decides to get involved a bit much. So one of the main things to make sure you get a 3-pack is just when you're coming around here, say go through that nitro bottle instead, drift, shockwave, drift, drive, and then just select right to go onto the ramp. If you do that, it should be enough to get 3 packs. If you just leave a Honda Civic or, like I said, the Lotus Elise run, most of the time they should get 2 packs out of this. again, it's not going to fully farm this car hunt for you, but it's going to do like every race that it does. It's a Shanghai race knocked out of the way from those 50. And yeah, so that's 53.3 with some control put into it. Obviously not playing it fully because you're just leaving it in touch drive. But that can 3-pack it. You can just leave it run itself and it'll get those first two, which are cool because like they have 4 and 8k credits in there, as well as import parts and a lot of trade coins as well from getting Acura NSX blueprints. 35 races in San Fran though, and there's no exactly like fun or useful way of running these, I found, for the most part. So just into career right at the very start. Class D novice, track number 6, great place for San Francisco. Any car beyond pretty much the Volkswagen XL, so that's on the first screen, so you just put that into touch drive, and yeah, it's not fun, it's not exciting, it's just a chore. And that's what some of these Legend Pass missions sadly are. It's just a case of, yeah, leaving a car run and drive itself a great number of times, which really suck because I much prefer those. Like, even a weird mission like Drift 5,000 meters is still more enjoyable than this, in my opinion. But yeah, you can see there, like, that is completely uncontested, and that is like a 1.9k one of those cars. So you can do that if you're using the touchscreen as well, to just select the race and tap the Volkswagen because it's in the bottom right hand corner. That's the one I mostly did these races on, just to see could you actually... Oh, 526, so it's up to tier 46, and an epic for the Gallardo. Nice. But yeah, you can do that, like I said, if you're using this in handheld mode. You can see the Volkswagen is just right here in the bottom right hand corner, so you can just tap that one and send it out to race repeatedly. Volkswagen also has a 2-minute refuel time, so it's pretty much a case of there's very little downtime with that car if you're using that one repeatedly to get this one done. And the last mission here for me then, which is the apply import parts. And yeah, I'm just going to use the Sian FKP37 because yes, I need to get that up to the rank required here to do stage 2 in this. Should give me back 500 tokens for that car, and also will be enough to get into the competition at the end of this track, which is crazy. The fact that, like, yeah, the contest is so like dependent on getting this car up to the 2nd star. There's my upgrade done. And yeah, I can get my import parts put into this as well because I need to get it up to the maximum 2-star rating. So that's why I left this one untuned for a couple of days, because I knew I was going to be needing to tune this one all the way up as much as the cars for the rest of this. And there we go, that was 8 of them done. 106 Legend Pass points. Yeah, I'm just going to finish off tuning this one before I check back in on those rewards then. And handily enough, that's the Sian ready to rock for stage 2 of the stages where you got to use that, which is a bit odd. They again have the 1 knockdown and 1 AI inside there, so ooh, that's a whole lot of fun. Yeah, that time in that stage, ooh, that's trivial. 111 done on the first race of that. Didn't get the knockdown because, yeah, the AI decided to pull back, but yep, there it is. 3 seconds to spare with a fairly decent run of that, but again, just these ones are kind of crazy, just how easy the actual conditions are. It's just a case of needing to spend tokens on the car, which is not what I consider a challenge. Let's see, these import packs as well. I have had absolutely zero luck with them. Unsurprisingly enough, I'm not expecting to get anything out of those other than just common import parts. So yeah, like that's 6 of them that I've opened and got nothing. So absolutely, yeah, that they are just may as well be nothing in this one in terms of rewards. Do not count on those in the slightest. But that's where this episode of Quests brings me up to then. So 47 tiers with 3 left to go. Some more Gallardo blueprints in the mix there. So 10 more Gallardo blueprints, 500,000 credits to be had. I think an extra 1,000,000 as well if you finish this one off, which is not shown here. But yeah, 500 tokens as well, which is pretty awesome to get at the end of that pass. So like these passes are €10 and they provide you with basically a C-class fairly decent car. But also, yeah, this one was pretty sucky in terms of the way the Benino was handled. Like, hated the fact of the placement of the blueprints for those inside there. They're just like, yeah, kind of... We're just so badly aligned with the actual Benino special event to become pretty much worthless for that. So it, yeah, just really genuinely sucked. Let's see, 232 tokens to buy the next tier. Absolutely no interest in doing that because I just have 3 to go, and I will get those from the last missions, definitely. But rewards time though. Let's see what I get out of those packs. Because yeah, there's some like random customizable stuff. Oh, 918 spider roof. Some tokens. Benino blueprints, which are worthless. Aventador. There's a star up for the Galado, which will give me access to the end of that special event, thankfully, because I needed that. And yeah, an epic import part for that, which I do not believe I can apply. Now, depending on how you want to play this, of course, as I pointed out, the episode coming up, the final one, requires that you star up a car for it. So if you are potentially like in danger for that, keep in mind that it might be worth your while to not star up the Galado as soon as you get these rewards. If you've already done so, just make sure that next week you have it arranged in some way in your garage that you can click star up on a car and have that like complete that quest, because you'll only have 1 week to do that. Otherwise you'll be spending tokens on something you might not have wanted to otherwise. I'd be interested to see this new roof on the spider though. That's pretty cool. Some of those have fairly cool scoops in there for getting the air into the engine, especially the spider with the rear engined car. 300 tokens, awesome. Rims for the steering. One thing I had actually laughed, the tinted glass for the steering. I might make use of that so I can hide the fact that I'm driving it. That'd be nice. And yeah, like I said, completely worthless Benino blueprints, like where they appeared in this Legend Pass, were just, yeah, completely and utterly worthless to most players, I think. Now, I can happily star up that car at least anyway, because, yeah, I've got another thing waiting in the shadows for my star up for next week's, which is, the Ford Shelby, which isn't required for any event, whereas this I'm going to make use out of in the special event for the Sian. I need to get one other condition for that, and yeah, this car has to be a 2 stars to get that condition unlocked. Now, I wonder if this is all worth it. Is this roof going to look cool? Oh. Oh well. I guess not all custom parts are created equal. Wow, that is absolutely pathetic. You're really gonna notice if somebody has that piece showing in a race. Oh, what a waste of time. Why even unlock that? Just give me the trade coins. Asterion at least though, getting a few extra pieces to finish off this car's glorious look. New spoiler at the back from main power. Some of those are big. That's kind of cool in the fact that like it's just a fin of the car's main body color rather than being carbon fibered coming off the boot. I still think that the one of carbon fiber does look pretty class on the rear end of that. And yeah, the only other thing I think I actually got for it would be the rims. I'm not sure which manufacturer's ones I got. KYO and Playfast. Those do look pretty cool. Yes. We'll go with those. And one of the most important things of all here, which is the ability to tint the windows of the car, so I can try and hide the fact that I'm inside there. That'd be nice. Let's see, is there a dark blue there? That might hide you a small little bit. You get it even darker? No, not quite. Oh well, even this car's tinted windows aren't great. Surprising. Now, I'm going to go and take this Galado into that special event and get those things. One awesome thing about this, at least, is that the stage where the Galado was at in that special event doesn't require the car to be tuned up for it. And I know from experience the fact that, yeah, you can definitely get those times well beyond the stargating part of it. So, but anyway, guys, if you enjoyed these videos and there's content on the channel, please, if you haven't clicked it already, above my head, sub button over here and here, there's more videos on my channel. I really do appreciate all the comments, support, feedback, and everything about all these events in Asphalt and in other games on the Switch. But yeah, guys, good luck and drive safe.